that Baptiste Gluttony's window. Gets no doubt. However, Anarchy pops that high noon on point. Hiding around the pillar. Oh, the shadow from Papa Smurf. What are you doing? Right into the shield of Sparky. And Sparky finds a 2-man in response. However, Toad throws down that blizzard. Team just scream ults back and forth. Is this Ghost right now? Nobody is dying. Oh, it's ults being pushed. However, Sparky finds Papa Smurf. And eventually, it looks like Philly are going to take this point after investing all the ultimate.
I think Papa Smurf is going to want that shatter back. Because... what was that? And then, to top that off, Sparky getting another shatter on there, forcing ultimates from Dallas, and then they managed to just lose that. Like, that was a huge fight there, with both sides involved investing ultimate, but Fission coming out on top here, and now moving away up towards 100%. The grab coming out here is huge, but the counter grab.
It is huge, however, Tiny falls. Without Papa Smurf, they might have to back out here. Fission might have to get this position. Fancy just trying to assert Dallas in the front. However, Milk Tea finds Toad. With that made down, Dallas can't really push all too forward here with... Oh, but Papa Smurf quickly with the charge. Already back with the team. They don't have Toad, though. They're going to play really slow. Fission without Tagny. Oh, this zoning high noon might be what they exactly Dr. Order. Oh, the zoning, never mind, finds Fancy. And with both tanks down, Friday can force to back up here. Fission, a really smartly played fight right there.
Good synergy coming out from Omi and Milk there into getting that Deadeye off to begin with. I mean, just imagine just losing your main tank and then afterwards just getting a fat nade onto your team. Pretty much impossible to win that one once you are down.
Pretty impossible. We gotta look at Sparky with their shatter. This could be exactly what they're looking for. If they had a nice one here, this could win them the point. However, Papa Smurf's gonna build up to his second one here as well. Probably we're gonna both Ryans. Oh, another nice wall from Echo. He's been absolutely massive with these so far. The hiding zones, however, Echo falls on that May. This could be a project for them to move in here. The shadow's blocked. Nice one for Papa Smurf. Sparky not able to find anything with that. Oh, but they're sleeping the charge. Papa Smurf falls without that maintain. Gets the arrow onto Sparky as well. Gonna be able to claim all this space. Has slept and frozen the life of a Reinhardt player right now. Sparky now allowed to play the game. Fancy in the backline right now, away from his whole team, and the Echo says Blizzard comes through, and Anarchy and Gluttony and Milky falls on a double high noon. The shadows from Papa Smurf will be able to bring it back. The massive Blizzard coming up from Toad does find Tagny. However, Fission just had more members alive on the point. Papa Smurf desperately charging into the white room, but gets met with Echo, and Philly are gonna take a 2-0 on Lijon Tower.
Coming from that map, it just looked like Dallas is getting those denials off for some of Philly's ultimates, but the problem is that they themselves, I just don't see the ultimate usage, like anything as good coming out from Dallas. Kind of seems like a lot of the ultimates, even if they do get them off, aren't really getting value, with Philly just kind of denying it, per se, better than they are. But good job to Philly for using their ultimates well there towards the end of the second point. So coming into this next map, how do you think Dallas will react to this kind of passive but yet patient play coming from the Philadelphia Fission?
I think the main thing they gotta worry about here is they gotta be worried about Omi. Omi has been absolutely popping off.
A technical issue, or
am I not audible right now?
Discord, hold on, I'm going to remute here.
Hello, am I audible here?
Yeah.
Yeah, are we...
Okay, I think Discord is back.
Yes,
we have a producer and both our casters here. Now, you said, how do they want to play this? Now, if I was them, Gluttony, I don't know if Gluttony can play this Baptiste anymore. Omi's getting so much value with the anti-nades, especially if you're running Fancy on the Zarya or the Sigma. You're not going to be able to eat those antis. If you have the Diva, maybe you can try it. But the antis getting around the shield forces Dallas to play super passive when they do get those antis, and the healing from Gluttony is basically completely gone with that anti. So Fission are just pushing that advantage super hard. Echo's getting really nice walls off as well. So I think you have to play, either if you're Dallas, you gotta go Ana, and you gotta push your advantages a little bit. You gotta keep these antis, gotta push on. Fission are playing super smart right now. Echo's getting those nice walls off, blocks off about half the team every time, and Fission aren't exactly pushing on that, but it's slowing down Dallas. So I think it's exactly what they want to do with the Rein Zarya. They don't want to get aggroed onto if they're playing the Diva. So I think if you are Dallas, I almost want to see you get more aggressive. Of course, as a main tank player, it's easy for me to say go aggressive, but if you have, I want you to go to a Diva, or I want you to go to Ana of your own, and then start meeting Fission, because Fission are playing kind of passive. They're not aggroing super hard. They're waiting for you to make a mistake. They're like the New York Excelsior of the Overwatch League almost. They wait for you to make that mistake, and then they capitalize super well on it. Whether it be a big boop or a shatter somewhere on off angle. So I want you to aggro and just force Fission into an uncomfortable position. Where... It's definitely also hard for Smurf to get the value he's looking for. When he has to worry about the anti-nade coming off on a flank from Omi with a nice angle, while you got Milk Tea and Echo trying to get some poke damage in on the other side, so you can't block both at the same time. So if you are Fried, you almost might have to do a count change here. Either whether it be fancy onto that Diva, just so it can eat the anti-nades, or eat the poke damage coming through. I want to see some changes here, because, I mean, from what we saw, if you keep running this, you're going to go home pretty quickly here. I mean, from what we saw last time Dallas Fried played when they did play on Volskaya, the Baptiste works really well here because Baptiste can either set up on the high ground, can set on an off angle, whether it be like back by spawn by point B or up on the high ground on A. There's a lot more verticality to work with here with the Baptiste comp if that's what you want and run. So I don't see this as a very shocking pick coming out from Dallas. From what we saw, I think Volskaya is a map that if you play slow on the defense, you can cut your team off guard because Fission are going to play slow. They like this style from what I've seen. They don't want to be super aggro on you. They want to wait for a mistake. But if you play slow on Volskaya, take the H ground, play the off angles, just don't really get cut out in the open. You can play it super slow, and if it's slow on slow, I definitely favor the defense, especially with spawns. So I think this is a good pick actually from Fried. I like this.
It actually does look like Fission, though, is choosing the attack. I mean, considering that the Dallas Fry may just be fired up after that last map and be like, hey, yeah, we gotta clean up our play, I think the Fission choosing attack here might actually be a good idea instead of slowing down that, like, kind of aggressive mentality. They choose the attack first instead and let it cool down a bit. So I think that's a good choice there coming from the Philadelphia Fission for choosing attack. For this specific map.
It's always so weird too because if you are like, if I'm playing, I always like to pick defense first. I like to set my win condition almost. Like if you can hold them on A or something, okay, we gotta get one tick in 4 minutes, easy clap. But I don't know, Fission probably just wanted to assert the dominance. I'm not gonna be honest because Fried seem like a team that are super emotionally players. They're super passionate about the play, but if you can boom them like with a really quick attack here, you might send them right out of the series. So Fission, I think, are trying to win the mental game here, and I can respect that definitely.
Yeah, I think the Fission knows that perhaps like logistically choosing the attack might not be like the best thing, but if they could set a record time here on Volskaya, they are going to quickly steamroll this series against the Dallas Fried. Because I feel like, as you said, they feed off of positive emotions for the Dallas Fried. So.
And Fried are on a high right now. Nobody expects them to be here. So they are ready to go. And if you give them an inch, they will take a mile. This series is by no means over if Dallas can get a solid defense here. Not even like full holding per se, but maybe get to like under a minute or overtime. I think that Dallas can really feed off that energy. They can feed off Cajun in the chat, talking that trash, Cajun's always there from bench warmer, but...
Yeah, he's almost like the 7th player that's benched. I mean, but yeah, I think he provides a lot of like captaining like responsibilities as well. Keep
the manager. He's always
yeah, true. Well, it does look like both teams will run a May composition. Interestingly, rhyme with Diva. Okay, maybe to eat up the May ultimates.
You eat the anti-nades is what they're going for on the side of Dallas. It's because if you can eat this anti-nade, it really gets away a aggressive. It gets rid of a push condition from Philly. Like, if you can eat that nade and not let them get any value, your Bap's going to get more value than the Ana in the long run if you don't get antied. Oh, but Papa Smurf gets walled off here. They're going to hard aggress onto that main tank. Staying alive somehow is Papa Smurf and the sleeper Omi on the fancy. However, Papa Smurf getting taken up for a joyride, but Sparky goes a little too deep in enemy territory and falls. Both these traded Reinhardts right now. If you're the attackers, you got to like this trade right now. And they got 2 ticks for almost for free. and Echo. And yeah, I mean, Fried, they got the first early pick on Sparky, but they got a good position. And an interesting high noon from Anarchy, maybe swapping off this Kree, but yeah, it's a quick point A for take from Fission.
That was a mistake there coming out from Anarchy and choosing to try to whip that hero play, considering that they could just turn around with the DMs and then just completely deny that ultimate. And I mean, props also to Echo Says for getting those May walls off as well. Dallas are playing so split there on point A. I feel like if you're going to play something with Baptiste and Lucio, you need to play together as a team and not let your Rhyme be cut off by the Philly Fission here. Now Milky's going to open up though with the Deadeye. Will he be able to get anything here?
It does look like Papa Square, the Immortality Field is used on Gluttony's solo. Pops out the window, but Echo Says throwing down the Blizzard and the Shatter as well. Investing from Sparky. Throwing in everything, it seems, is going to be Fission. However, they're trading back and forth equally. This is not what you want if you're on the attack. Sparky does get that nano though. I mean, man, take this space right back. Papa Square not quite having that Shatter available either. So this could be exactly what we're talking about. That boom comes through. Oh, the sleep from Omi on the Papa Smurf. Can't block the bomb for themselves. And the Desperation swap onto the ball from Fancy. The stall has to come through. But if Fission just clean his final stagglers up, they throw in the Blizzard, but $5-0 has that beat in response. Keeps his team nice and alive. Sparky charging in spawn, not buying anything. The Shadow comes through, but finds Tagny only. That's not what you want for Papa Smurf. And Dallas, again, just desperation touches on the point, having to recall early. It's Anarchy. Can't really get the same point that they want. And Fission, looking super strong so far. Have no ults to work with, but they don't need any. Oh no, Firecracker dies mid-beat cast. That could have been the fight, the comeback they were looking for on that play. And we have Papa Smurf on the monkey trying to stay alive. Gluttony finds the Milk Tea. The soldier gone. The legs are out of commission. Toad finds $5-0. Are Fried taking this back? Fried, clutch this out!
It does look like they will here, Booney, on the back of Toad's Doomfist pick. Despite all of those denied ults by the Fission earlier, Toad does manage to find a hero play, and yes, they will hold them to 88.9% for now, but they gotta be careful not to overextend here and get themselves too excited. Luckily, the respawns are also coming back from Fission as well, so both of them won't meet for quite a while. Toad switching off to the Torbjorn. Interesting pick.
That's an interesting pick because usually you roll a Torbjorn like to counter a Doomfist or counter a Tracer in your backline, but maybe they're trying to get some, some poke damage in with the turrets. Sparky just charging in. Oh, but Sparky finds that 2-man and the nano boost to follow it up. Sparky opening his point right up. Toad does find Echo Says, and the window thrown in by Gluttony. However, Gluttony gets forced down out of the Window's view, and Omi just punching Fancy in the face like Grandma takes down the Diva character. And a 3-minute time bank is nothing to scoff at for Fission, but Sparky, massive shatter.
If you're Dallas, you cannot be mentally boomed by that. You gotta remember, hey, I managed to hold off Philly there when they were up like 6-on-3, 6-on-4, like at the 4 or 5 minute mark. I mean, when you consider that and having to use all of your ultimates there, 313 isn't that bad. But I mean, I don't know exactly. I think Fission might have gotten what they wanted for by choosing attack here, because 313 on the time bank is, as you said, it's nothing to scuff at. Is very easily holdable here for the Philadelphia Fission.
I mean, yeah, if you're Fission, you basically guarantee yourself a 2-minute time bank. No matter what happens, no matter even how bad your defense is, you are going to get a 2-minute time bank to work with on your own attack second if you are going to need it. And again, if we look at Fission, they're running this comp and they seem very comfortable with this. Echo Says on that May. It also makes you wonder, like when they're facing XL, why did they run Echo every map? They run Syntax. And I mean, Syntax on the Hanzo got some picks and some value, but Echo Says is looking so good on this May character, showing why he's considered the best May in this league by far.
And I just don't know. Echo Says that he's the best May in the league.
He looks so confident in his character. The walls are pristine. I mean, you can't really comment on May's right clicks because they're projectile and you randomly hit a headshot somewhere. Nice skill, dude. But the wall timings and Blizzard uses are just fantastic from Echo. So maybe we had a little bit of sandbag coming from Philly last week against the New York, but Fried are going to run an odd composition here. They're going to have a Doom Reaper comp with Brig and Bap on the heel. So they want to aggro onto you almost. They want to brawl.
Well, maybe they figured out some of the success there coming from point B's defense, and maybe they want to see if Toad was able to find anything here. He will go and dive in. He's
Nice
find
one
Omi.
from Toad. Isolates Omi on that H ground, takes her out. However, Toad does fall for his transgressions. But you'll take a Doom trade for an Ana any day. Forces Philly back into the Mega Room. You have point to work with now. With and Anarchy finds Milky on the flank as well. This is an excellent attack so far from Dallas. Looks like everything's going exactly according to plan, with Papa Smurf finding Ecosys with that charge. I mean, Pride, super well executed attack there, and they're gonna have a massive teammate to work with for B.
Absolutely phenomenal coming from the Dallas right here, recognizing that, hey, if we cut off Omi's healing, they can't be as aggressive as they can be. And so yeah, switching off to this Doom Reaper composition is working well for the Dallas Pride so far. As you said, 5:43 on the clock. If they can manage to cap this, they will be able to equalize and maybe even hurt Philly's mentality here a bit.
Yeah, the problem is though they have no ult to work with either side. Echo says swapping over onto the Hanzo off that Mei, Omi on the Moira. Pride's looking to get a little more healing in this brawl style composition they're going up against. Taking the H ground here is gonna be Dallas. Kind of an interesting rotation. Wants that Toad up into a position. I like to swap on the Moira from Omi because Toad has a lot harder time finding value now. Oh, force off that H ground, however, is going to be Philly and Toad slamming in. Did they manage to isolate Milky? Milky managed to get out with their life with that flashbang, well timed. And Philly kind of forced on this point, a really awkward spot here. H ground given to Dallas, exactly what they want with this comp. Oh, a nice rock onto Tagny as well. However, nobody really falling. Playing this really slow is Dallas. They have the time advantage. They don't want to waste it with an early mistake here. Oh, but Sparky finds the tank line. But Gluttony with the immortality field keeps the team alive. Fancy throwing out the signal. It's huge. However, Milky in the air with the high noon. Not gonna find anything to beat. Investment from Dark maybe a little too early now. Oh, but Toad falling to Milky is gonna be terrible. Oh, but Papa Smurf! Huge shatter from Papa Smurf! This could be what Dallas needed to open this point right up. If they can find Ecosys on the Hanzo, this could be the point cap. Tagny, desperation bomb in the corner. Finds Anarchy somehow, okay. Oh, with Hanzo falling, Ecosys down. A lot of damage from Philly, it's out of the fight. Milky is met with a charge from Papa Smurf. Papa Smurf finds Milky, the Doofus is gone. However, Tagny finds Firecracker. The healing is severely limited now for Dallas. But they don't look like they're worried about it. Toad popping that ult. Slams in onto the ball. Spark managed to get out with the life. But Echo says fighting Papa Smurf. And yes, Dallas! If they can just kill $50 here, they will cap with more time in the bank. Desperation touches coming in from Milky and Omi, and it's not going to be enough. And Dallas are going to cap with more time.
Absolutely stunning from the Dallas Pride. Just when you think maybe they've just thrown away their ultimates there, you know, maybe Fission probably equalized with Milky's Deadeye. That's when Papa Smurf, man, hitting that fat shatter onto the Philly Fission. I mean, that's just way too many members. No matter what kind of ultimates they have, even Tagny getting that bomb, it still was not enough. The Dallas Pride have wanted to cap there, and now it is Philly Fission actually with the lesser time bank and on the back foot.
With lesser time bank, but I mean, from what we've seen from both of these teams, point A defense is non-existent so far. So you're not too concerned if you're Philly, it is still winnable. Now, I want to talk something about, what's your opinion on the difference between the Ana and the Moira against this Baptiste composition? What do you think is the difference here? They find advantage of this Moira comp.
I think they recognize that Toad probably is preventing Omi's healing to some extent. If they switch off to that Moira, then they're able to more easily counter Toad. Like, if Toad tries to dive the healers, then, you know, Omi could just fade out, Milky could just flashbang onto Toad and then be able to find an early pick that way. So I think that's the advantage for choosing Moira over the Ana here in this case.
Now, this comp from Dallas is really interesting. Double barrier with an pocketed Ashe and a Doomfist. Now, this is odd, but we questioned the Doom Reaper a little bit, and look how that turned out. So, I'm not going to question anything. I've seen the power of a pocketed Ashe. I played Invictus on my team, MVP candidate. Make sure if you didn't vote for MVP, I don't know if voting is still open, but if it is, make sure you do.
Especially with my plat games and people like just easy headshots there from Mercy pockets on Anarchy. So yeah, we should see how this works here.
Fission first rotation, but Papa Smurf's off the edge! Exactly how Toad drew it up in the game plan. Exactly how they drew it up on the chalkboard. And Milk Tea is kind of an awkward spot here. All of them resetting. Okay. Feed no alt charge, gentlemen. Feed no alt charge. Reset.
Toad finding huge value there by being able to punch Sparky off the edge, just completely shutting down that fight. I mean, at that point, if you're Fission, you just give up and you just jump off, try again, because you really can't push onto that double barrier there with just 5 members.
Now, neither team having any ultimates to work with. Uka says making the swap onto the Hanzo off of that Mei. However, I mean, if you're Dallas, you got nothing ready to work with, so you just gotta rely on another punch from Toad perhaps to open something up. Fancy's on an odd off angle here, actually in the Mega Room by himself right now. Gluttony losing an immortality field could be huge. Oh, but Toad finds Milk Tea, and Sparky's in an awkward position right now. Doesn't really stay alive from Omi's healing, and Sparky dropping on the point, trying to assert dominance right now. Exactly what you want to do when you're running the line into the Risa. Toad misses the punch. Oh, and a really nice coalescence from Omi as well. An awkward... Oh yeah, this is gonna be just full swaps coming up from Dallas if they're just wasting all these ults right now. It better be. Yeah, just kind of throwing themselves on the point to die. But, I mean, if you're Dallas, an overtime push, just one more fight coming in for Philly to take this into another set of attack.
They have, like I said, good ideas with the abilities usage, like coming out from Toe, finding another value pick, but dumping those ults into point A, that is very questionable here.
They are not swapping. Okay, why would you invest both support ults into a lost fight like that? Well, maybe they think
face no trouble here. Come for the Dallas Fry. Look, like Milk Tea's almost coming out there with the Deadeye. I mean, but to be fair, Toad and Anarchy do have their DPS ults. I feel like they probably need to pop this though before the tanks are able to find huge value. The bomb coming out.
Echo says falling though. That's huge. The Hanzo gone. The Shadow comes through. Does find Papa Smurf, but Toad in the back line, taking everybody out. And this should be the end of the attack for Philly, unless a miracle comes through like it did for Dallas. But yes, the cleanup crews are coming through, and no ticks coming through onto the second point. But I mean, Philly, if you can hold on A, you win. So you're not too dissatisfied with taking point A.
That was very lucky though, coming from the Fry, that the DPSs were able to find value in their ultimates, because if they didn't, they were in a whole heap of trouble. I mean, giving credit though to the Fried Sigma, like especially with that Shatter using the ultimate over their own teammates, so that way you can't engage on them. That's a good play coming out from the Fried Sigma there.
Yeah, really nice play coming out from the Fried Sigma. Now, if we are the Fried, what do you want to do for attack? You have to get point A and a tick on B. You have 2.5 minutes. What do you think they're gonna run?
I was about to say the Doomfist composition to cut off healing from Dollar and Omi with the rest of the Fission, but it looks like they're going to try some kind of cheese strat here. Probably going for the surprise advantage against the Fission. We shall see if this Bastion and Sim composition is going to go out well for the Dallas Fry. I think it's a moderate risk per se. I mean, because if you get ultimates as the attack here, it's all Fission really has to do is just back up and just make sure they don't get killed by some kind of Bastion rocket, like with teleportation. But if you are able to get this first point quickly, you could just swap off to something else, you know, dry push, get ults out of Fission, and then just all 6 points, and then get that one tick to be able to even up the series here.
Be interesting to see where this Bastion side setup. Looks like they are going for the coast flank here. Again, we haven't seen this Bastion strat coming out, so Philly will be caught off guard. Yeah, they're caught really off guard actually. Inside the left room, the Bastion's gonna have the sightlines on him in a moment here. They are gonna do a rotation though. Or maybe they're gonna try to draw him out here. They're just kind of playing it slow. Dallas waiting for us. Oh no, Fancy gets knocked off, and so is Toad! And yeah, this comp does not look like it's gonna really work. However, Echo says does fall. So if you go quick as Dallas, you are gonna have a slight advantage.
I'm surprised Dallas did not do that trick fast enough. I think that's when Fission realized something was up, and just rotating over to the left room was that's crucial for him, because they were able to get that double boop with Tani and Dollar. I think like onto the Dallas Fries player. Just huge value coming out from the Philly Fission here, even causing a swap off to that Doomfist composition I was saying earlier. But I mean, you do have to worry though if you are the Fried. You did just lose that fight, and if you keep on letting this fight drag on, Philly Fission's the one that's gonna have the ult advantage on A.
Oh, but Dallas 5-0 does get flashed, but manages to get out just with their life. A nice flash. Oh, but Dallas 5-0's in an awkward spot here. Managed to get back with the team. The Bat Immortality Field is thrown down by Gluttony. But it's not going to be enough to save Toad's life. And with that Doomfist down already, Papa Smurf falling soon after, you got to reset your Dallas real quick here. And yeah, look at ult advantage coming out from Philly. This is going to be really hard for Fried to take this now.
Yeah, if you're the Dallas Fried, this is like uh-oh territory, because what can you really counter here against? I mean, yeah, even with the double shield, you might be able to counter the Shatter, but what about the Coalescence? Just the healing output coming from Omi, and then Nupti's like Deadeye on top of it? This is not looking too good for the Dallas Fried for this last fight here coming up. We'll see what they can do here to get A and force OT. Nupti doing the Deadeye, but not getting any value per se. Toad going on the
Doesn't
back
get any
line.
value, but that's first rotation, but Echo caught mid-rotation by Toad. Says that, oh, but managed to get right past the shield, and Sparky slams right past Papa Smurf's shield, finds two. Anarchy and Gluttony found on the ground, and yeah, from the looks of it, Dallas Fried are gonna basically throw away a 2.5-minute time bank by doing nothing, and Philly are gonna go 2-0 in the series right now. Apparently we didn't swap the names because Fried did not win. I can confirm, Fried did not win.
The Dallas Fried won, Booney. That's what it says.
All right, I guess we're 1-1 heading into this.
maybe. a good play of the game comes. Oh no, this is not that triple boot as I was expecting earlier. What is this play of the game for?
It
Oh,
looks
nice
like
mechanics coming out
just-
from Dollar though.
oh, okay. Let it Lucio come out to play a little bit.
So that happened. I thought it would have been that triple boop on A earlier, Booney.
Yeah, maybe. But you never know. Overwatch play of the game does have some interesting algorithms to work behind it. So I do believe we don't have an analyst desk right now, but we are going to take a quick like 3-minute break here for catch their breath, for the teams to catch their breath, for Dallas to decide what map they want to play next. We are 2-0 Philly up in this best of 7. Dallas Fried have to make the comeback happen, and it has to start right now. So stay tuned. And welcome back to the Dallas Pride versus the Philadelphia Fission. We currently have a 2-0 in favor of the Philadelphia Fission. Our next map is going to be Hollywood. Now, Alex, what do we see in the first quote-unquote half of the series that you think could, swing it around a little bit? Because I think Fried aren't getting rolled, but they're not exactly close either.
I think they need to capitalize on more of their mechanics, like set up Toad more to get into Philly's back line, which is apparently causing like the Philadelphia Fission to not be as aggressive as they would like to be. So like, my advice for the Fried will be to, honestly, if this new composition is working out for you, play your game. Don't play to the Philadelphia Fission's game of like ultimate usage. They're just better at that. Instead, focus on your strengths. Focus on the fact that you're your mechanics are just a bit over the edge than Fission is. So I think that's what I would do. But apparently Toad chooses Torbjorn. Oh, and now we are paused.
Looks like Anarchy has died.
Yeah, or just V5 E6. Just leaves the match. Just leaves the series for 0. What do you think about that, Booney?
Sure. I mean, I want to say something real quick though. This is the $50 redemption arc right here, the anime redemption arc of the century. Because last week against New York, I'm gonna be honest, $50 was a feeder, and he didn't do much. But this game so far, he has been popping off, almost hard carrying his team in some fights with either the triple boop on the first map, or the headshots on Volskaya, the excellent beat timings, good amps. $50 is so far easily my player of the match. So we'll see if he'll able to keep that up. And again, as we look over on Dallas Fried, if Dallas Fried were to make the comeback, so far, Toad is nonetheless the MVP so far. But we didn't have an analyst desk, but we can still have a Booney's biggest boy. All right, and we're 2 maps in. We need a Booney's biggest boy. The Booney biggest boy of this week is Papa Smurf 69 because of that. Because of the 5-man shatter on Volskaya to win his team that point. Didn't win the map, but won the point. So Papa Smurf, congratulations on the Booney's biggest boy achievement. Is of course a very coveted award that every tank in this league should strive to have. Now we look at the comps here. What do you see out of Dallas?
I would say out of Dallas, they are going to go with a bit of a cheese composition with the Orisa and Rohog, as well as the Torbjorn. For the Philadelphia Fission, they're just running their bread and butter, what they know best. Omi on Diana, Echo on a Mei. Expected, as usual.
As expected, they are going fishing with this halt hook combo. Not gonna find anything, and they're just gonna walk onto him. This is what you want to do against this double barrier comp. You just want to walk. That's all they're doing right now. Force out the cooldowns from that team. Force rotate is down. However, Gluttony finds a Milk Tea with a headshot. Dink them down. And Gluttony has to throw out the Immortality Field, but Toad just outside the Immortality Field. His toenail was just not touching, so Charger gets the kill onto Toad. However, coming back with the halt hook combo is going to be enough. And oh, Anarchy hits the headshot. I don't know if they really wanted to hit that headshot though on a Tagny. They probably wanted to stagger him a little bit, but Fission forced to reset.
Good start for Dallas there, especially after that 2-0 start from the Fission. Like just being able to rotate properly, and also be able to play to the strengths of this cheese composition is working out great for the Dallas Pride. And look, the time has been burned. About a minute and a half has been burned here for the Philadelphia Fission. The big question though is when Echo finally does get his ult, like will this composition fall? Maybe, we shall see. Because it kind of looks like the fight will be initiated with yet another rotation so far.
Yep, Omi's caught up though! Omi stays alive somehow, just barely dies though. Toad finds the kill. And with the D-Max on a Tagny, yeah, again, this is probably another quick reset coming out for the Philadelphia Fission. And another minute burned off the clock. Interesting Dragon though, maybe not exactly necessary, but Hanzo builds out ult so fast, you almost throw it out whenever you want to. Gluttony falls to Sparky, but not going to be just enough, but maybe it'll be enough for Dallas to not be able to take that spot they want, waiting for the respawn.
Good job there to Fancy, getting the hooks that's needed to shut down this Philadelphia push. Just honestly, they are looking in good shape here, especially with Toad coming out on his Molten Core there, as well as these 4 ultimates. for the Dallas Fry. I'm not exactly sure if Philadelphia is going to be able to win this. They are going to speed Melty though. Will he be able to find anything on the Deadeye?
It doesn't look like he's going to be able to. He has to cancel it, and the Mullen core is thrown in on the point. Tagny out of the mech early. Echo does have the Blizzard cover, throws in the Soul Shatter onto Papa Smurf. From Sparky finds nothing. Papa Smurf just walks out of it. None the wiser, and both teams popping all the ults. That was 10 ults thrown out there, by the way. And it does finally look like Fission might take this fight back unless a miracle happens for Dallas with the respawns. And, oh, a hook comes out. Anarchy finds Omi, and Fancy's just 1v1ing Sparky on the point right now. The Hog versus the Hammer. Oh, but the disrespectful boot comes in from Firecracker. Disrespects the 1v1, and Toad with the Hammer kill! Dallas fried. Clutch Gene in their blood so far on this map.
This is good thinking here from the Dallas Fry, just choosing this composition to throw off the Philly Fission, especially after they were on a hot streak for those 2 maps earlier. If you stop them cold right here, that momentum is going to start to shift over to the Dallas Fry for the later part of this series. We shall see how this plays out. The Dragon coming out, but the bomb from Philly.
Oh, Anarchy gets caught in the Dragon after they get demech from the bomb. Sparky falls while both tanks down from Fission. Toad falling to Melty, however, with a shot from across the map. But this might not just be enough. Dallas might full hold them right here. Fancy finding Dallas 5-0 as well. Won't be full hold. There's a tick. I see that. However, Palliser falling to Omi's anti-nade, but they can't even touch the point. Fission only managed to make 1 tick.
There we go. That's the adaptation coming out from Dallas Fry. Exactly what we were talking about, Booney, earlier. Like Dallas Fry changing up their way of playing, like their playstyle. And now they have an easy chance of just capping Hollywood here and bring this to at least a close scoreline than 2-0. So I don't know how the Philly Fission is going to react to this. Maybe are they going to pull off the same composition as the Dallas Fry?
Maybe, but if you are Dallas, you know how to run it, so you know how to beat it. I mean, what you have to do is you just walk under the cafe there, take that spot from them, and try to catch the mid-rotation. They waited way too long on their rollouts. They kind of just went under the cafe, sat there, and allowed Reese to get set up again with the team. And so, I don't know if Fission just kind of didn't play that correctly. And then he also invested 5 ults in 1 fight, and didn't take anything else but 1 tick. So, I mean, to be fair, Dallas also threw in 5 ults, so we had a 10 ult fight. It looked like goats all over again. But, I mean, Fission look like it's gonna go back to that default comp. Anarchy maybe going for an early pick on the Widow, probably swapping off. Wouldn't expect them to stay on this. But Echo is gonna be on Hanzo instead of that Mei. Maybe they'll find more value on the picks.
Yeah, and well, it looks like Fried here is going to opt with a Widowmaker and Toe on the Doomfist, of course. So yeah, that's good. For Fission, they're not gonna run anything that big. They are going to have Echo says on Hanzo though. That's I don't usually see that.
It's hard to find value as the Mei into this comp with the Hog and the Risa because they just stay together, so you can't wall anybody off. They're hard aggroing though onto the team. Over the whole hook comes through, but Fancy caught up on the stairs alone. Echo says find the headshot onto Anarchy on the H ground. Echo says get a little bit better use out of that sniper character. Finds 2, and yes, Philly are just gonna clean up here. Quick fight, but if you're Philly, you gotta do that like 3 or 4 more times.
I mean, and yeah, Philly, where was that kind of rotation when you were on attack? Like, what was that?
They were supposed to. They ran into him. And won.
Yeah, like that's what we want to see, like from Philly, like what we wanted to see from Philly on attack. Yeah, I mean, they just showed us that they did it. I mean, I guess the idea never came to them, I guess. So that's why they are now trying to full hold as well here. But
that's gonna get a fuller hold. The Porky gets hooked in. It's gonna be enough for a tiny fight. Keeps them alive with that D-Matrix, and Omi popping that Coalescence will allow the tanks to go more aggressive. Toad, you might not want to do that. Toad managed to cancel the punch just in time, but gets caught by Fancy. Oh, Omi falling there. That's gonna be hard for Philly to recover from if they can't get back and find 1 more pick.
Yeah, if you're Philly, you need to pop ults here just to sustain. That's good for the Dallas Fry, considering they have Lucio B here and also the window as well. Yeah, we shall see how this plays out. The Dragon. A bunch
of ults been throwing here. People just trading back and forth, but you got a favorite Fried in this case. Another hook comes out onto Tagny, and with that Hog ult supercharger, they're just gonna be able to knock just a point here eventually. However, Toe falls to $5-0. The redemption arc is not over just yet, ladies and gentlemen. The anime character is still strong. However, Papa Smurf's own Sparky dies He tries to throw down the shatter. Doesn't manage to get anything off of it. And the Hulk comes through on attack, and he powers to clean up that baby diva. And Milty trying desperately to find anything on the flank. It's not going to be enough. Another Dragon from Anarchy throws it out here, and Dallas are going to easily steamroll their way through Hollywood. We got to tilt the series.
We sure do, Booney, and the critical mistake there coming out from Philly's main tank. Just trying to shatter when the Orisa is also fortified as well. Not exactly a good move there, Philadelphia.
Well, I mean, if you're Spark in that case, you can't throw him too much because, like, it's desperation at that point. You've already lost 2. You might as well try to throw Shatter out, see if you can't get anybody down, combo something else on your team, but yeah. It is really hard to run Ryan into an Orisa nowadays because Orisa just has so many things to counter that Shatter. So, well, I mean, we'll see. Dallas, they might find themselves a little bit of a meta to play with that they find success with. Be interesting to see how they go into the Philly map choice here, whatever it is going to be.
Like I said, it's all about shutting down what Fission is trying to do, right? The hooks coming onto like Omi, she can't heal, she's also in trouble. Fission can't play their own game. They have to like save Omi. And like Toads also like and Toads on that Torbjorn guaranteed to damage really, like with that turret. So they just this is a comeback maybe coming from the Dallas Stride, restricting the Philadelphia Fission in how they play.
Yeah, really restricting them, but I wanted to say, Toad didn't actually do much on the Doomfist. It was more fancy on this Roadhog, was getting the nice hooks without the Halt combos really needed, and finding the picks where they were necessary, so fancy, looking really comfortable on this Roadhog, so maybe that's what they're going to run with here for the rest of the series. And we are just going to wait for the map choice to come through. Now, if you are Fission, how do you adapt to this new Dallas comp if this is what they are going to run?
I would say definitely choose something more, I would say, more tight-knit, per se. So I don't know what the next kind of, is it Escort next? For this
I
one?
believe it's going to be Escort, yes. And it is going to be Havana, from looks of it, is going to be our map choice. And it's a very interesting pick because Havana is really good for double barrier, double sniper, which I almost favor the Fried and Anarchy and Toad seeming a little more comfortable on these sniper characters than Echo and Milk Tea. I know that Milk Tea has a scary Widowmaker, from what I've heard. I just haven't seen him play, but I'm pretty sure it's very excellent because his Kree is amazing. So we will see if that's what they decide to run out with, like Echo says on the Hanzo, Milk Tea on the Widow, and you run double barrier with Risa Sigma perhaps to try to not allow the hook combos to get any value. So maybe that's maybe that's their idea. What do you think about that?
An interesting pick for Philly because since the map is more of a, I would say that would favor the Fried. However, you gotta also consider the H ground as well, as you said. Maybe they're trying to set Omi up for those anti-nades again, which is what I believe won them, like, partially for those first 2 maps was just Omi getting nade after nade after nade. So I think maybe that's what they're trying to do with the Havana pick. You also said double sniper as well, which is a possibility that they might do. But it depends also what Fried chooses here for their side. Are they going to choose attack? They choose defense first, okay. So they're not going to try to boom Philadelphia Fission, I guess, in a mental game. They're just going to try to play it out and just hold them to maybe another full hold.
Said that win condition, because you saw Fried, after getting that full hold, almost full hold, he gave a tick, but almost full hold on Hollywood, they looked rejuvenated. They were super aggro. They took fights that aren't exactly quote-unquote winnable at the time, but they weren't backing down. Like, this is a very passionate team, a very emotionally based team full of players that if you can get them rolling, they're only going to get better. So if you're Fission, you want to put a stop to this soon. You better put a good attack here, or the 4-2 might come in a little sooner than you expect.
4-2, you would say? You think Philadelphia Fission would throw away a 2-0 lead?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if Dallas gets rolling, I'm not putting anything past them from what we've seen against their match against the Defiant. I mean, very strong team. So I think if they can get rolling like they did against Defiant, it's going to be a really tight match. But maybe they are just challenging their inner Philadelphia fusion, trying to go to a map 5, make it a 4-1. You know, you never want to upset the fans, not give them what they want. But the problem is, if you're Philly, you're only giving New York more maps to look at in bot reviews to find what's You know, a weakness. So you want to get it over with fast. You want to get it over with clean, and you want to have some confidence heading into the grand finals if you are the team to make it there. I'm not saying they are. I'm not biased at all. My team got eliminated in play-ins. Why am I still here?
Booty.
Little star, by the way. I just
Press F in the chat for Shanghai.
I just
Oh,
want to point out
no.
though, Havana, not the best Doomfist map. So maybe they're just trying to nerf Toad.
True. I guess there is that as well, and I think Havana does allow you more chances to play like passively and more at a slow pace than like some other maps would. Which is I think like Dallas Fried's like partially like their win condition was playing that fast pace like rotational like composition against Philly, not allowing them to just set up, instead just choosing to engage the fight quickly so they aren't able to get their plays off. Interesting.
Are we actually going to see this? I mean, Milk Tea can just easily change right back to the other, probably back to the Widowmaker if anything. But
I swear if they bait us, Caster.
yeah, we got baited. We got baited.
Yep, we got baited.
Well, we didn't fall for it though. We didn't fall for it though. I said they're gonna swap. But yes, Milk Tea on this Widowmaker. Let's see if they can find the value on this pick. The double sniper comes out from Philly, exactly like we were calling it.
Not sure about this double sniper though. When you have Toad, like possibly in your back line, we shall see how this works. So maybe
the problem is though, the sightlines are so long for Milk Tea and for Echo that Toad can't really just jump in and get out safely. There's so much space for him to try to work around. You see how Toad decides to play this. Has to cancel the punch early. A lot of space giving up early here.
This is just giving me like flashbacks of like Echo says or something like that, like just with the Widow. Yeah.
Oh, $50 though, flying from Anarchy. A nice headshot onto that Lucio. Without this speed boost, it's gonna be really hard to get aggro with the Ryan Sigma like they want to here, but they are gonna push in anyway. They don't care they've done the Lucio, but Toad finds Echo in the back. And with 2 down, Dallas. Oh, a really fast. What the hell? That Ant Matrix from Gluttony was charged up super quickly.
I'm not exactly sure about the window there coming from.
It wasn't needed. It's kind of a flex maybe, but
yeah. And they're gonna swap the tank and Tagny and Milk Tea are gonna swap from Sigma and Widow to this Diva and McCree here. Why do you think that is? I think
they want to brawl. They want to brawl into this. They want to just go aggro with that Lucio with Dollar and just try to run over the tanks as best they can. With the Omi heals as well on the mortar, trying to outdo Gluttony on the Baptiste. Looks like they're just gonna run in here. Oh, the shatter comes through, finds 4! A nice shatter from Sparky. He's gonna open up point A right up. And Philly looks like they're on the way to a quick cap.
For a while, I thought Toad was gonna get the value there, but it looks like Sparky took the game into his own hands, getting that huge shatter onto the Dallas Pride. And yes, you're right, point A will be tapping over to the Philly Fission, 4:40 on the clock. And coming into this next fight, it looks like Omi with the Coalescence, as well as Echo says with the Dragon.
A really nasty stagger on a Gluttony. Oh no. There's gonna be so much space now for Fission to take.
Yeah, if you're Fission, this is great for you. The Dallas Riot basically has to give up half of B and this high ground here. Like, not exactly the best case scenario, but they are going to leave Milk Tea on the card.
Why you run Milk Tea on the screen, you asked me earlier, but I will give you the answer now, is because of that Doomfist. You want that flashbang over the Widowmaker on that Kree, try to keep your teammates alive a little bit. But fancy fighting $50. This could be the fight opener that Dallas are going to need here to take this point back. Sparky just sitting on point. Oh, Sparky messed up the charge. Sparky's isolated now on the cart. Is going to die. And not really needed ult from Fancy, but I mean, Whole Hog is not the best ultimate. So you can just kind of chuck it in there. Made a little bit of flex again on the Sparky, but Toad falling to Milk Tea.
I wouldn't say that was necessarily bad from Fission. You got ults coming out from the Friday.
Milk Tea finds Gluttony too?
Oh, this is not good coming from Dallas Friday. Playing a bit sloppy there towards the end. Might actually cause them this end of point B, because now they have to regroup, and if you're the Philly Fission, you push onto this hard before they can like regroup.
That's a nasty dragon too. Forces Toad up into an awkward position, has to give that H ground. However, we do have the supercharger getting thrown out and Beat as well invested. Milk Tea dying in the middle of his ultimate. The window throws in as well. Sparky, I mean, yeah, that shield is not lasting past a BAP window supercharger. And Toad just jumping in followed up by Fancy on the low ground, and Dallas. I mean, if you are defense on Havana, this is exactly where you want to hold. The end of B is so nasty for the attackers to try to take back.
Yeah, that was not exactly great from the Fission there. I mean, they should have recognized that advantage and then pushed in on them before the Gluttony was able to get back with that healing. They would have won that fight 100%. Now instead, they are stuck here at the beginning of B with Fancy just basically being able to hook whoever they want once they engage onto this payload. We shall see how this works. However, Omi using the coalescence will be able to keep her team up and also push onto the drive with the bomb.
Oh, the bomb comes in. However, Gluttony's immortality field keeps team alive long enough. Papa for finding Milk Tea. Without that maintaining presence, yeah, this looks like it would be a really pretty clean fight coming out from Fission. And at that point, yeah, both your support ultimates, so it is a nice easy take. Not really sweating all that much. Only open up with that coalescence, the perfect play. And the beat to keep team alive is fantastic as well. And Fancy force a swap off of the Roadhog onto the Sigma.
Not exactly sure about that switch. I mean, if you're Fancy, you were getting value off of that Roadhog. Now you can swap up over to the Sigma with the double barrier. Not exactly sure this is exactly the play that Fry should be looking for, considering that they are, I believe, better than the Fission here on faster rotational play.
Yeah, maybe, but they're in a really awkward spot right now. They're just sitting right out in the middle of the open, wasting barriers. Fission could take high advantage of this, hiding behind the cart, forcing them to rotate all the way back to the bridge. But if you want to start defense, this is where you gotta do it right now, Dallas. 3 minutes left in the time bank for Philly. But the ultimates are coming through finally. The Hulk Dragon comes through, won't get anybody. It does manage to get Tagny. A nice hold from Papa Smurf to follow up the Dragons from Anarchy. And Anarchy find Echo says as well. Anarchy putting the team on their back for this fight. And Zoom has to just ult in the back there, but managed to get out alive, stays alive. That's the main thing, especially. Oh, Anarchy! With a 3K that fight. Taking defense back in the hands of the Fried.
Anarchy getting those good shots there onto the Philly Fission. But like you said, it wouldn't have been possible without Papa Smurf's Arista pull there. They are finally starting to kind of be cohesive a bit and look like a unit instead of just 6 mechanical players. I think that's good coming out there from the Dallas Fry. Melky opening up with the Deadeye though. Would he get anything? No! Denied by Anarchy again!
Denied by Anarchy, and with that window being thrown, the Dragons is thrown out just to try to zone him off that window. They will get this point. They will get this bridge back. Papa Smurf has to use that fortify out here, and Sparky has the shatter. Might walk past the shield and throw it down right now. Yep, hard aggroing on the team. Philly taking his space. Toad has to push into the back line. Does manage to force Philly to rotate a little bit. Immortality field thrown up from Gluttony, along with that supercharger. Oh, a nice pull into the gravitic flux. And Dallas throwing a lot of into this, but they haven't killed anything just yet. Philly, the shadow comes through, finds 2, and with Gluttony and Posner on the ground, Fancy falling. This might be Philly's chance to take the point here. Posner finds Omi, however, that is a lot of healing gone for the side of Philly. And Tagny throws out the flux, does get Firecracker in the air. Echo says fighting Toad. Philly are bringing us back despite the ult advantage at the beginning. Gluttony throwing out that window, trying to get a pick here. The Dragon right on the cart. Echo says, however, finds Fancy with their own Dragon, Philly. And Philly, with these picks here, look like they are going to finally take this point. With 50 seconds left, can Dallas stall it out? With Sparky falling, though, Toad is going to be let unleash on this. Doomfist, unless Milk Tea's anything about, finds him in the back. And yes, with Milk Tea's high new, we'll be able to zone them off the cart. Fancy has to hide right now. Papa Smurf just charging on the point right now. Not going to be enough. And the spin to win is activated from Fancy. Meteor Strike thrown out. Slams in just in time, but it won't be enough to get the overtime push. Anarchy on the Tracer, trying to keep the point down. Echo says they're fighting 2. And the recall is forced out of Anarchy, but it's right into Sparky's hammer. Sparky is just swinging on the point, swinging the hammer. I can spin to win too. And Fancy just spinning to win will be enough. It won't. 8.6 seconds on the time bank for Fission to complete Havana.
Easy.
That Dallas, I believe, had all the advantage there, like initiating the ultimates there, but they just once again failed to push forward and let Fission be able to play their own game with their own ultimates towards the end. I mean, at that point, you just lose. Like Dallas Fry giving up that space on the choke, not exactly sure that was exactly the best idea, considering both of you all were even and you had defender spawn advantage. I mean, you could have easily still respawned there even if you had lost people, but as long as you traded, you would have been able to hold off that. Instead, I think they gave Fission too much space there towards the end. and that allowed Fission to kind of just push through and be able to just ult, you know, kill off the rest of the Dallas Pride. And now, yeah, I mean, we don't usually see a lot of Havana finishes, in my opinion, but if you're Fission, you're feeling good after that attack.
I mean, yeah, like you said, Havana finishes are really hard to come by because point B for attackers is really hard to push, and Philly ran into a little bit of a roadblock there on B, but broke it through with an awkward position coming out from Dallas. They were holding that top right high ground, which is where Brawl likes to fight. So the fact that they took that and gave Fission like the spot they wanted to fight might have been a grave error here if they can't manage to finish. But it does look like we're going back to just the standard. Oh, nope. It depends on what Fancy can run on here. Fancy can run on the Roadhog yet again. They look the best when Fancy's on this Roadhog. They looked really uncomfortable on that double barrier with the Sigma. Holding close, it's going to be Fission. The hook is missed. Toad just running into the AMG, but Sparky's kind of isolated right now. Will he manage to get out alive? Yes, gets healed up by Omi after that Discord orb gets thrown in on him. Does manage to stay alive, and Fission are going to keep this point with that Reaper and that McCree Brawl comp. They don't want to give any space for free to Dallas, and with Melty finding Gluttony, yeah, this is kind of a bad first. Oh, but Anarchy finds a Milk Tea on the flank with a headshot, and Fancy kind of on the flank with his own on the stairs. Fancy going on a mission right now. However, only finding Toad. Fission are going to hold here from the looks of it.
I think they're finally starting to realize who to shut down. Shut down Fancy. You shut down a lot of like their potential like opportunities to get for the Dallas Pride to pick off one of your players. And like as you can see, even when they were pulled off, like Sparky knew what to do. Held up the shield to prevent the hook from coming through. And they are
the early dragon coming out here actually from Anarchy and Gluttony finding $5. Finally breaking through. Sparky throwing the shatter into Papa Smurf's shield. Might that want that one back? Because I mean, usually if you're holding the door, you don't want to invest too many ultimates unless it's for sure one fight. So you might want that one back.
Still, an okay like hold there coming from the Philly Fission. They did hold off about 1 minute and 20 seconds there from the Dallas Pride. So I mean, if you're Fission, you're not exactly that disappointed. Besides Sparky's shatter there.
You take a minute and a half, and you can still hold blue door here. You can still hold the blue 10. A really good defense.
Yeah, and I mean, this card going around the corner, you might even have 2 fights here if you play like properly. They gotta watch out for Toad though with the punching. Yeah, they managed to punch Lucio out.
Fancy falling there. Fancy finding $5. They don't have their disengagement tool anymore with that Lucio's speed, and they're just gonna walk in onto him. Papa Smurf charging the cart there. That cart ain't going nowhere. But yes, Toad with 3.
Somebody, if
Toad with 4 finds Melty with a random slam in there, and a little bit of a tactical crouching. Doesn't want to get headshot, of course. It's a really smart play from Toad there, just trying to avoid the headshot. So you know, absolutely no BM there.
The tactical crouching coming out there from Toad. I mean, if you're Dallas, you're feeling pretty good about that fight there. I mean, especially like your job, I think, as the Dallas Pride, like especially now with Fancy and Toad kind of popping up a bit, just enable them. You gotta watch out for Milk Tea, Jedi, so he's been getting those views, but not.
Into the dragons. Milk Tea throws the high noon away and then rolls to the dragon, throws his life. Contributes it to the bank of Dallas, and yeah, forced to back off here. And Anarchy finds Omi as well. They're gonna push his advantage. They're gonna push really aggro here. Sparky charging into the team, see if he can get anything, but falls to Gluttony, and these nasty staggers. They're gonna lose all positional advantage here for Fission on the defense, and Pride are not done just yet. They're pushing in the spawn.
Ash is a great stagger coming from Dallas Pride. Not only are you taking away the positioning of the Philadelphia Fission, you're also... Oh no, but one of them overextended. Anarchy being picked off by Melty. That might not be too good though. You gotta know your boundaries there. The Fission flying. Oh,
that was a shot at a block. Really nice play from Sparky. They're blocking that and pushing back in with their advantage. It's gonna be Fission. And even though they invest the Zen ult, or they invest the transfer in Gluttony, it's not gonna be enough to keep the team alive. And Fission are gonna take the point right back at the end of B. Exactly where defense want to hold. Let's see if they're actually able to do what I think they should be able to do and hold the end of B.
Oh man, Dallas Pride. I mean, we were talking about that much needed aggression coming out from earlier, but you gotta remember that aggression has to be as a unit. You cannot have your DPS be picked off by Melty like in some weird part of the map where it's one-on-one and where Melty likely has a chance of winning that 1v1. And now instead, it's Fission.
Wait, this could be the C9.
No, they don't this time.
But they leave Sparky alone. Sparky falls. They leave him up on the high ground all by himself, and Anarchy kills Melty in the middle of the high noon. a really well-placed dragons coming through. What's Sparky, and yeah, they just run Sparky over and take the fight.
Oh man, you either need to commit to a rotation as Fission there, or you need to just send one person, probably Milky there, to deal with Toad, like capping that point. Because what happened was like they were kind of half split, you know, half staying into the fight, and they just pushed onto Sparky and made him into ultimates for the Dallas Pride.
And yeah, my apologies there. Anarchy did not use Dragon. It was the C9 that forced all 5 members of Fission to go back to the point and leave Sparky alone. I don't want to get called out in chat.
Yeah.
The Shatter hit the shield from Papa Smurf though finds nothing, but only being down, a lot of healing gone, and Sparky falling with that window being thrown in without the Omi heals. Milty is split off from his team as well. Will fall here to the tank line. Dallas Pride pushing basically into the spawn almost of Fission.
I was about to say though, Dallas Pride, you gotta remember the payload, like that was not being pushed earlier when they won that fight, but they are going to take this choke here as they should, away from the Philly Fission, make it a bit harder for them to be able to fight for there.
Sparky's caught up alone right now. The Immortality Field is forced from Firecracker. Drops it. Omi throwing in that Colossus. Will it get anybody? Will she get a kill? Oh! Sparky going way out of mission there. Even right now, without the Ryan and Lucio. These trades any day for Dallas. They're going to push forward up onto the cart here because from the looks of it, Toad will get back a lot quicker than anybody else on the other side. And yeah, they're already on the point. Just kind of both teams posturing right now. No teams really want to make that mistake to lead to the next pick. Milk Tea trying to get a little bit of a cheeky angle on the flank. Not going to find anything, however. Both teams 6 on 6 right now. Nothing really gained from the side of Dallas off of those 2 kills at the end. And Fancy falling to Milk Tea's High Noon. Milk Tea finding 2, and Milk Tea will let Fission finally take back, and will be put out of back to spawn. And Papa, why would you shatter that?
Uh-oh, looks like Panic's setting in here for the Dallas Pride. They knew that they had an advantage there, and yet they failed to push onto the Fission yet again. You know, there's a saying, Booney, like, as a tank, main tank, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, unbind the shift key was like one of the
Unbind your shift and don't shatter shields.
Yeah, and I mean, Dallas, once again, throwing away advantage here. Not exactly sure if they are going to have the resources to be able to win this end of the fight, considering that the Fission has a spawn advantage. Look, training's not going to do anything much here, because spawn's right there for the Fission.
I mean, yeah, they invest window, trance, and grab into that, and all they get is Sparky up on the up on the cart, just kind of sitting there. Papa Smurf isn't even swinging on him, so they get nothing out of those 3 ults. And now looking at their ult bank pushing in here at the end of C, they have nothing. And Fission have
like
something.
They have they have something. They basically have everything here besides the dragon. If you're Fission, you hold out this fight, and then if you find a pick, and then you stagger him.
They stagger him right. Gluttony is up in the air. Anarchy does find Milk Tea, but it's not gonna be enough to trade like you said. And yeah, just trying to back out his Dallas Pride. They'll have one more shot here at the end. Again, only 8.6 seconds inside of Philly, so maybe if they get a cap here, they will be able to bring it back, but it looks really rough for them right now with this ult bank here. We'll be walking to both 4 ultimates and a shatter, so I mean, this looks really, it looks unlosable for Fission unless they really mess up. Omi is closest first to engage. The hook from Fancy finds nothing. The shatter comes through from Sparky. Doesn't knock anybody down from looks of it. A bit of a zoner, and Papa Smurf loses that shield, so they can't push on the point. Fancy has to hold it down. Milk Tea falling. Anarchy trying to bring it back for his team. And $5 gets isolated by Toad with the cooldowns from Doomfist. And this looks like a fight that Dallas Pride might be able to win. Fancy with the hook onto Tagny as well. Yes, Dallas are bringing us back right now. Dallas are gonna cap from the looks of it, unless something really bad happens. And yeah, Dallas, we're going to another round.
Huge miscommunication coming out there from the Philadelphia Fission. They popped all 3 ults at once, and you know, it wasn't even overtime. Dallas, right? You know what they did?
Waited.
Backed up. They just backed up and waited, and then they pushed in because like I said, their ability usage, I think it's much better. Not much better per se, but just a tad over the edge over the Fission. Once they got it to a 0 ult game, they were able to they used their abilities better. They pushed in when they needed to, and now they have another chance to attack here. Some new life being breathed into the Dallas Pride.
Yeah, like you said, new life being breathed into Dallas Fry, but both teams having a really solid C defense. And from what we saw in the first half, neither team can hold A really well. So we might be going into like a 5-4 scenario here if we play our cards right. But we did see Philly spawn holds, so maybe they'll try to do that again. Who knows?
I'd almost give the advantage over here to the Dallas Fry, because if they're able to take this overtime push into like a deep distance, they are able, not only do their mental go up, Philly's visions go down, and now like Philly's like mental also goes down, and then they also have to like realize just the amount of distance they have to push.
Now, of course, as my caster partner, Alex, I will hit you with a hydration check and a posture check. Please check both those. I had to do it to myself for just now. And holding the spawn door again is going to be Philly as they move. Zoom coming up. Oh, but Nocti falls so early. Toad on the flank as well. This is a disaster for Philly already. They're falling super quickly, not getting anything out of this.
Not exactly sure if that's a good play from the Philadelphia Fission holding outside the door. I mean, they do get another fight, but when you consider that the Dallas Pride isn't playing for time anymore, but for distance, having that ult advantage for the Dallas Pride, it might come back to bite Philly in the butt here.
And also, Echo has to swap off the Mei onto the Hanzo, so just throw away all that ult charge too. You're going in this fight, middle of the fight here. If this brawls out for a long time, Dallas is going to have such a huge advantage. Toad's gonna go up on that H ground. Gonna get chased down by Tagny though. If he's not careful, he will fall.
Yeah, if you are Papa Smurf, you know you just won that fight. Build up that shatter.
Yeah, Papa Smurf is running into him right now. This one on the Sparky. Sparky isolate only having to pop the course just to keep him alive. But Sparky's just getting bullied right now on the front line. Tagny coming to save his main tank. Oh, but a charge comes in. Oh, but the shadow from Papa Smurf. That's the biggest boy right there. However, Milk Tea finds Papa Smurf on the mid charge, but it does look like Dallas are going to bring this in. And yeah, with Tagny flying here out of the mech.
Firecracker setting that up for Papa Smurf so well there, putting down that immortality, and then afterwards Sparky didn't have a shield up, so it was just a free Shatterland for Papa Smurf there. And yeah, they are going to cap point A here in overtime, and the cart is still going. And so far, I mean, the only thing Tagny might be able to get a bomb off, as well as a Deadeye. But I mean, if you're Dallas, you play the smart. Yeah, you should play the side of the house here. Milk Tea, what are you doing?
Oh, Milk Tea getting killed by the flame strike through that window. Defensive Toad will now get aggressive without that McCree there to keep him in check. And they have Grad Dragon still. They still have Grad Dragon for this fight.
Yeah, if you're Dallas, right? I would almost say kill him up.
There's the grab right there. Oh, but Echo says finds Gluttony. The Dragon comes in super late. Doesn't find anybody in the Dragons. However, Sparky falling with Papa Smurf's charge, and Echo in an awkward position there on the cart. And yes, falling again is Philly. Dallas yet again are going to get more cart progress here. And some late staggers here, especially on Naomi and the Tagny. And look at the ult bank for Philly. They don't have really much in terms of a huge advantage because Dallas comes up on Trance and Shatter.
Yeah, they did not. They popped ults there, and they did not get anything from that cart there. Because as long as one person's still in the cart, this cart still keeps moving. And now, if you're Philly Fission, the only thing you have going for you is the Shatter here. But I mean, with the Transcendence from Gluttony, if I'm Gluttony, just play this safe, you know, and then use the Transcendence if you need it.
The Shatter knocks down Milk Tea on the stairs. He gets slammed down by Toad. Toad finding almost 2 kills. Fancy gets a fireball on Milk Tea, but now as we can see here, both teams kind of fighting back and forth. Kennedy making him a C9 perhaps, but Sparky falls with that Shatter, and Toad finds Omi. And Dallas Fried, with only 1 minute, are going to cap point B as well.
Yeah, this is not looking too good here for the Philly Fission. And they didn't even get that many ults coming out there from Dallas. Look, Fancy's almost up to another grab. Anarchy, like, that's
they're another grab dragon, and they have no beat to counteract it. This is going to be huge if Dallas can continue this, and Papa Smurf can probably build another Shatter here. And Tagny having to make a desperation swap on a Zarya of their own. They can't take space because they're waiting for their offense tank to get back.
Yeah, it does almost look like the Philly Fission is now panicking a bit, you know, trying to throw in ults to end the game. It's not exactly the play here. You need to save up those ults so you can wipe them off all of point at once. It's no use, like, to lose, like, to win slowly, I guess? Like, lose slowly, because there's no time being run off here. And
the Shatter goes into Papa, throws down on the Sparky, and Toad finds Omi with the Shatter into the shield. Sparky That was just desperation right there. Nothing found. Toad finding another kill. Toad finding 3. However, Melty will finally end Toad's reign of terror.
Yeah,
But
I don't think it matters though.
No, it's still Grad Dragon here.
Yeah, and then these spawn timers are also 13 seconds here for the defense. Look, Melty is down too as well.
And yeah, both Sport Elvis throwing out. Oh, but they see 9! They see 9!
I mean, true, they do see 9, but I mean, if you're the Dallas Fry, you cannot let that be go down to you. Because now you also know what fights are important to be able to hold this overtime push coming out here from the Philly Fission. Like, yeah, if I'm the Philly Fission, I wouldn't be exactly BMing in the chat either, because you only have a minute and 8 to push this, and man, did you throw away a lot of ults there on fights that just ended up Dallas's favor.
And yeah, I mean, if you are Dallas, you just need to play this slow. I mean, can you hold them one time on B, basically, is the question here. I mean, you got to the end of C, and you feel pretty good. We are going to go into a 2-minute break here. We are going to go for a break on production, but what does Philadelphia need to do? Because Dallas on this map is doing this fun thing where they just walk into them, and they win fights. So what needs to change?
If you're Philly Fission, you need to go for compositions that are quick and very easy to get first picks. Kind of like, I would almost say like a Hanzo composition, said, just like Dallas Fried, because if you're Dallas and you play the smart, this is basically an easy win. I mean, you could even give up like A and half of B, but as long as you just waste Philly's ultimates and then just literally use 6 ultimates on the cart, this map's over. It's gonna go Fried's favor. So yeah, if you're Philly, you need to go for a quick first pick so that Dallas can't engage onto you as they would want to.
Yeah, I gotta say, Tagny does not look comfortable on something that is not D.Va. D.Va, he's superb. The D matrices, the bombs are nice, everything's good from his D.Va. But his Sigma and Zarya have had some questionable moments so far in this series, and Fancy has looked super versatile, flexing between the Hog, Sigma, and whatever his team needs to be. I mean, it's up to Milk Tea almost just to stop Toad, because from what we saw, from like halfway through B into the end of C, Toad is basically the name of the game, and Milk Tea did nothing to try to stop Toad. So you should see how they decide to approach this.
There's some mental weaknesses, like some cracks into Jinx showing from the Philly Fission. Like, what was that shatter coming out from Sparky towards the end of C? If it wasn't for that Charlie Niner, they might have finished the whole map.
I think it was indisputable they would have finished the map. It was like 2 people left on point. It was just the both the supports, and Lucio's Breach was wearing off. So, I mean, do you try like a break maybe? Try to stop this Doomfist?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because I think that's the composition coming out from the Philly Fission as well. Yeah, because they have Brig selected right now. Maybe that's what they're trying to do here. Shut down Toad and Fancy, because right now they are the key core, like the core people into Dallas Fried potentially tying up the series here despite a strong start from the Philly Fission.
Yep, we will see if our break is over here soon. Yep, we do have the R coming out from both teams, or just the R coming out from Dallas, so we'll see if Philly is also ready. But I mean, if you are Dallas, I would say you hold the first corner, because you don't want to die like Fission did right at the spawn camp and give up all that ult charge, because you saw Dallas just took that ult advantage that they had because of that kind of mess up defense from Philly, and just rolled that ult advantage into basically 3 free points.
I mean, yeah, if you're Dallas, now you know which fights are important, right? Go ahead and take that high ground positioning, charge up some ultimates for yourself so that when it goes to those overtime pushes, where you have 13-second respawns and you don't have as many fights on each point as you would want to, you will have the ultimate bank ready to wipe Fission off of this payload.
Yeah, I mean, the thing from what I'm seeing so far is, I think Dallas, if they just play this slow, their comp here, if it is going to be the Orisa Hog, is going to be way stronger, in the ult game. And it basically, if you just give some time. So we'll see how they decide to run. And Gluttony on the Zenyatta is interesting, because we saw Gluttony play the Baptiste for their team earlier in the series, but now they're playing the Zen, and the Zen wasn't too bad. You know, if they aren't running these dive characters, if they aren't running the Doomfist like Toad, you can run the Zenyatta, and the Discord Orbs really keeps Sparky in check. He can't go super aggro because he gets Discord and melted immediately. So I mean,
Oh?
I'm not gonna get baited again. I
No,
wasn't baited the first
we
time.
shall see.
So I mean,
if you're in the
Milky's such
Fission,
a-
you might actually have to pull off some kind of composition like this though, because you need. Oh no. But
you
they
get
are
your
gonna
hopes
stick with
way
the Torque,
too
though.
up. You get your hopes way up here, Alex. I don't know why you do it to yourself, man. You really are letting yourself
I
down.
tried there, Mooney. I tried. Okay, stop. moving. But they are going to stick on the Torbjorn here onto the card. Maybe they want that guaranteed damage. Although Papa Smurf's gonna take it down immediately though.
No, they went full anti-Toad. They went Torb, Kree, and Brig. Toad cannot do anything now because the turret will keep him in check, the Brig stun, and the Kree flashbang. Toad cannot aggress here. We do see Toad kind of like, maybe do I go in here? I'm just gonna die immediately though.
Yeah.
Tied up on the H ground. The Hulk comes through, finds no hook with it. But again, they're playing this super slow Dallas. It's the end of the basically 30 seconds remaining. This is the last fight here if Philly lose this.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the patience here coming out from Dallas. There we go, there's the hook.
That's exactly the whole hook they're looking for. Papa Smurf falling as well. Both main tanks out of the fight. Toad forced to play super slow. Oh, but Omi falling as well. This is devastating for Philly. Toad is slamming in here, but the turret from Echo doing exactly what they wanted to do. Gluttony finds Milk Tea, and the trades are coming through. And Gluttony with, oh, actually Firecracker this time with the, oh my goodness gracious, the fastest trance I've ever seen. Papa Smurf already back on that Reinhardt character, able to swing in, and yes, it looks like Philly with the loss of Papa Smurf is not going to bring us back unless a miracle comes through. The Sigma Flux might be able to be what they're looking for. Anarchy fights Milk Tea and Omi. The capitalizing on it. Will they be able to touch the point long enough? However, the desperation swaps coming over. We do have Echo on the Tracer. Omi finding Firecracker. Firecracker finding 2, and Anarchy gonna clean up Echo says, and Dallas fried. Roll, Havana. 2-2.
This is quite surprising here from Dallas. They are now in their momentum. They have the game. They found their winning combination here. And if you're the Philly Fission, I mean, after this break here, I believe, after map 4, you need to figure out how to counter Toad and Fancy. Because right now, they are just a dynamic duo carrying Pride, you know, paving the way to victory using the Fission's dead bodies.
I mean, yeah, looking at absolutely 48,000 damage blocked coming out from their Ryan there. That was from Sparky. A little bit of a right-click Richard action there, but I mean, what can you blame him? He's getting jumped on by the Doomfist. He's being hooked every 5 seconds. So I mean, Sparky just couldn't really do anything, getting discorded as well. So I think Dallas have almost found that counter to Philly. I mean, if you're gonna play passive, we're just gonna play bunker, and if you're not gonna walk into us, we have a huge advantage in the long run. So, I mean, just really nice plays, really nice swaps, I think, coming out from Dallas at the halftime here.
It looks like Dallas has adapted to the Fission. Now, the question is, Booney, and I know that this is a bit off topic per se, but, you know, the Alex Yoshi cast the curse. Every match goes to the last map of the series? Question mark? Is it possible?
I mean, it could be possible if we go to map 7 here. I mean, I don't know if we can even call it a map 7 because of how dominant Friday looked the last 2 maps and how dominant Phil looked the first 2. I mean, which team is going to show up now? We've gotten 2 maps, so we're going to swap again? I mean, I would prefer it to not go to a map 7. I have a podcast to do after this. So, I like my voice have a little bit of health going in, but...
Nah, I believe in the curse. I believe in the curse. Because, like I said, every match I've casted, gone over to the last map. Sorry, Booney, your podcast can wait.
Yeah, I guess
we got
the
some
podcast
Overwatch
is
action here coming between the Dallas Stride and the Philly Fission.
But it is an Overwatch podcast, so I got Overwatch on the brain today.
Are we actually going to? Are we going to go to map 5 here, or?
I'm fine going with map 5. We did that 2-minute break. I think we're good. Catchers are good. I've been told about a blood vessel from our producer, but I don't care. I'm ready to go. I'm hyped for this game. Whoever wins this game is going to go and face New York Excelsior in our grand finals. Actually, I don't know when that is. I don't know what's going to happen, but...
isn't it first to 4 now?
It is first to 4. I'm saying who wins the series is going to go face the New York Excel.
That's true. I was about to say, I was like, wait a minute. But yeah, this is map 5 here. it looks like Ilios will come out, and then I like $5 joke there. Attack first. I mean,
That
they're
is
both
that is
kind of
really
they're
good.
both control, so both teams kind of attack first though. But I mean, what do you think Fission needs to do to counter this Doomfist and like Roja coming out here? They chose Ilios as well, so I mean, if Well comes out, Fancy's just gonna cheese them again with the hog hood.
I was about to say, you know what's really good for Roadhog, Orisa, Doomfist? Arios, and that's the map we're going to. But maybe they think, since it's a control point, having to make the Orisa and Roadhog walk into you favors the Ryan Sigma. I definitely would say it does favor the Ryan Sigma if you have to walk into each other. So it'll be interesting to see how Dallas Fred decide to play this, if they decide to stay with the, Orisa Hog, something like that. I mean, Philly versus Fred is going to run they've been doing. They've been having the Ryan and whatever Tagny decides to play. Seems to be swapping whenever. Just gonna wait for the teams to give us the R. I am going to rest my voice while I'm just sitting here. I'm gonna talk super slowly. I'm gonna talk super calmly while I analyze what's going on in the game. We do have a swap in here. Apparently, Edgy Pigeon has decided to join our game. I know her from my team. I don't know what she is.
Interesting.
And they are passing the torch on to Edgy Pigeon from the looks of it.
From Chris. Oh, so it looks like Raven and or Edgy Pigeon, yeah, Raven will be the coordinator for these last 3 games.
Or perhaps if we did for the last 2 games, and then we'll bring
pray
in
for her.
Crysdale for
The curse
the
though, the
final
curse,
map
Booney.
7. I'm saying we bring
curse.
Crysdale for the last 7th map. We bring him back.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not. Are we going to R here or?
I mean, I have been R for a while, but I don't mind this soothing time right now. The rest of the voice a little bit. Hydration check. Make sure to drink your water, chat.
That's true. I've only drank half my water so far though, Booney.
Actually, chat. Posture check. I want you hurting your back, having lower back pain. Hydration check, please. Don't want you getting dehydrated. And dinner check. You know what? Dinner check. Have you had dinner
I
yet?
already had my dinner though. What about you?
I failed my dinner check.
Booney.
I'm starving. I didn't expect us to go to a map 7, but it's fine.
What food are you having?
What food am I having? A very interesting topic. I'm thinking perhaps some chicken nuggets, maybe a chicken patty on the side. I don't know. I'm feeling some chicken right now, not gonna lie. But of course,
Ooh.
my dinner will have to wait till after my podcast anyway, because my podcast was supposed to start at 9. But
Oh no.
here I am. I have told my people I'm not coming yet. So that they know. They know. I'm gonna plug
Are
it.
they tuning in to Altitude right now? Just watching you like be a.
Well, they're
be like,
they're in a scrim right now, so we'll have to see.
Ah, I see. But that is for me. I had some ramen earlier. Great.
Really? I mean, I wouldn't expect anything else from Alex to have ramen for dinner, but you know.
That's true. That's kind of like my staple food.
The 2 a.m. ramen gang, of course.
Maybe, yeah, the ramen gang, the midnight ramen gang. I mean, it's gonna be even more of a staple food once I go off to college after this year. So.
Well, I will be leaving college after this year, so we'll just swap places. We'll just swap
Rudy's
places.
becoming an adult. No way.
I'm only 20. Don't at me, all right? I'm still a Zoomer. I'm still a kid.
Boo, Zoomer. Yeah, I feel. Don't worry. I mean, you still play. I'm pretty much the boomer here. So.
All right, so we will decide if people are actually ready to start this game, or if we can actually take a break here, because I have run out of things to talk about. I can talk about what I did today, but chat doesn't want to hear that.
Yeah,
And
they want to hear about the game. Yeah.
They want to hear about what's going on in this game. We are just kind of sitting here right now. You got anything to say, Alex? What do you think? Why did Fission pick Ilios? What's going through their head? Because Havana was an odd selection. What is going through their mind to say Ilios?
Let's see here.
Got it.
Toad was on the Doomfist, right? And then what was the other one? Echo? Like no, not Echo, but like Hanzo?
Anarchy was Hanzo.
Yeah, Anarchy was Hanzo. I don't know. Maybe a pharmacy if they get ruins. Might actually be a way to counteract Toad. Like as soon as he dies, just send rockets after him. You know, that could be an option. Not exactly sure why they chose Ilios per se, because I wouldn't choose like something that favors their Rohog right now, considering Fancy basically carried that last map there towards the end.
It'll be interesting. Does Echo says have a Farah pick? Does it have it on Bottom. We are going to actually finally give the prod R, and just hopefully teams are R because again we're running out things to talk about. We went to Midnight Ramen Gang. That's how desperate we are, sitting in this pause for
I
content.
know. Yeah. So, um, hopefully we can take a break after this map here for map
Yeah,
5.
we can take a quick 5-minute break after map 5 here. A lot of
Yeah,
teams
but I mean,
to.
it's fairly short, you know, especially like considering I think the momentum has shifted over to the Dallas Stride. Um,
Oh, most definitely. You saw it there on the attack on overtime and the defense, like their mentals just kept getting bigger and bigger. Their egos expanding. They are
yeah, I
just
would say the Dallas Stride plays perfect whenever their ego is like expanded to like big brain. So yeah, if you're the Fission now, um, just imagine it like a best of 3. You know, it doesn't matter. The score doesn't matter anymore, right?
yep. The
Forget about the
scores are
2-0.
tied. It's not 2-2. It's 0-0. And it's a best of 3.
Yeah, and that was
That's
a
the
best of 3.
That-
Good for our voices too. Don't think of it as a best of 7. Now think
yeah,
of it as a
it's
best
really
of 3.
interesting to start casting with you here. This is of course our first map in here in Ilios.
Oh
But-
man, we are in for a long ride, aren't we, Booney? Like map 6 is guaranteed here.
Map 6 is of course guaranteed, and from what we've seen both these going back and forth, we are basically guaranteed at map 7. And of course, the Alex Yoshi caster curse. We are going to map 7. I curse the day you were born because of that.
Oh no! Come on, Booney.
Oh, dude, no, dude. No,
Oh no, but I mean, it would actually be pretty funny if this went to map 7, wouldn't it? It would mean my curse would continue.
now, Ilios Ruins is a really good Widowmaker map. Do we see Milk Tea whip out the Widow?
He's on Genji right now per se. It could be a bait though, but
I mean, he was also on
Ah.
Bastion, so I don't expect this to stay. Unless they're just going... Are we going full 2016 dive here?
I believe so. Yeah, it will be the dive coming out from the Philly Fission there. I almost just say Fusion, but
The Philly
this
Fusion
is-
Fortune
yeah.
dive.
No,
was-
no,
yeah.
no. Yeah, Philly Fusion is not within the Altitude Esports, promise. But yeah, maybe the dive composition will work here well because I mean, yeah, Toad's probably gonna dive the backline per se. But if you can dive the backline faster, it does not matter who does it.
Toad punches in and out, gets out without any scratches. And Sparky just trying to assert that dominance as the monkey, very territorial. However, Echo says flying to Toad with a quote-unquote headshot from the Doomfist, little knuckle blaster, and a D-Mac over onto Fancy, and Fancy out of that back, and Eric can find a Milk Tea. Papa Smart finds Omi in the back. Both these kind of trading back and forth right now. Nobody finding a real advantage. However, Zen is isolated from, let's say, alive, and with Sparky flying there, Milk Tea as well. It does look like Dallas Pride are going to take this first fight and first control. Now, if you are Philly, do you make any swaps here?
I mean, it was a good idea from the Philly Fission. I think it's just Echo Says got caught off there by Toad. They gotta remember, just because you're playing dive, that doesn't mean Toad is done playing the game, right? So,
mean,
yeah, they need to watch out for that because Toad opening up that first pick is what now actually allows Dallas for the first time in the series to take the lead.
And Anarchy swapping over onto that Kree as well off that Widow is really gonna make this dive from Echo and Milk Tea really hard to pull off. Oh, Sparky just gets melted. Sparky gets discorded and just destroyed, and without the sleep, oh, the charge from Papa Smurf for Shatter as well. Papa Smurf, a little bit of disrespect there on the end.
Yeah, Papa Smurf, that was not even necessary. They are going to adapt like what Fission was trying to do earlier. They are going to mentally boom him.
And Echo is swapping off that Tracer onto the Hanzo, and Sparky off that Monkey over onto the Ryan, going kind of more of a default comp. They are waiting for Nanoblade, but Gluttony has that Prance waiting for it. They might want to make that swap earlier. Toad trying to bait out a punch, trying to bait some cooldowns, doesn't find anything. Omi is half already.
Oh, the Blake.
Here comes the Nanoblade, but the Trance is there to meet it. Finds no value. The bomb gets chucked in as well from Teddy. Will find anything. Finds Anarchy. Might be what we're looking for Fission. Swinging in the back. Firecracker flying at $5-0. Supportal combat does favor the Fission. And with just a slam-in, desperation from Toad gets anti-nated and dies. They are going to swap here, but with 76% on the point, this is going to be like a final fight territory for Dallas. And we have another pause. Altitude would not be the same if we actually got to finish our game on time.
Map 7 with pauses. Oh no.
Map 7 with pauses. Yes, I didn't have a life.
Man, this is just. But yeah, good job there coming from the Dallas Fry, and also I think their ultimate usage has gotten a bit tighter, Booney, over this. It seems like they've gotten stronger throughout the series, actually.
Yeah, it definitely
Because
has gotten a lot cleaner. I mean, aside from Papa Smurf, shattering up 3 on the spawn just to assert dominance as the Booney's biggest boy of this match so far.
yeah, I mean, but when you consider it, maybe that value is worth it. The mental boom is worth.
Definitely, and you force Philly to make all these comp swaps, so they have nothing aside from the beat from $50. Omi and Milk Tea using the Nano Blade. But, well, coming in with almost 4 ultimates here for the side of Dallas, this could be a fight that they could easily take back real quickly, especially since they're at a really awkward comp here from Fission, with Milk Tea still on that Genji. Not going to find near as much value as Toad and the Doomfist at one-hit potential. Moving in here on the high ground. Not going to isolate anybody. Oh, a nice sleep, though, and the anti-nade to follow up. It's going to force Dallas to back up a little bit. They don't lose anybody. But Sparky almost having that shatter. This could be a ultimate to win the fight on its own as Sparky hits a nice one. The hiding from Anarchy is going to force a zone, and Fancy throws the bomb in the back line. Anarchy finds 2. A really nice set play. Throwing out the beat as well is going to be done by Bo, and the shatter finds nothing for Papa Smurf, and Tanya finds Gluttony in the back. They're kind of throwing this fight away, however. Sparky falling with that shatter. Both just trading back and forth, but it does look like in the end Philly are going to take this.
Oh, Philly had no business winning that fight, but I actually don't know how Dallas just lost that. I think it was the shatter.
Papa Smurf hit nobody. Hit no one, and then Milk Tea just kind of ran around the back, and they have another Nano Blade, and Gluttony does not have Trance. We'll probably get back in just in time, though, but this is really tight. You gotta move fast on that Trance if you are Gluttony.
Yeah. That being said, Dallas still has 2 fights here, so it's not the end of the world per se, but they should have won that fight, honestly.
Should have won that fight. Oh no, the Dragons forces Gluttony to Trance, now the Nano Blade is free! You will have the Immortality field, this is just not gonna be out. Here comes the Nano Blade! From Milk Tea finds Anarchy. However, Sparky falling. Oh, yeah, it's not gonna be enough as Milk Tea cleans up with the blade with Echo Says, and yeah, Dallas just hard through that entire point.
Yeah, I mean, oh no, the bomb here, will it find anybody? No,
no, it will not.
Yeah. And man, Dallas, we were praising you just for a second there. You had to do this to us.
And Dallas are gonna be hitting themselves in the back of the head, I think, for that one. That play with the high noon, with the bomb in the back by the statue forcing Omi to rotate, was big brain. And then you followed up by shattering a wall and dying to a Genji when you have a Baptiste Rhine comp. You know, well played by Fission. How about that? Well played by Fission. I mean, they find the value with the Milk Tea blades that I didn't think they would, so...
Well played by Fission or hard throw by Dallas Fry? That's the distinction that we're trying to find out right now.
We'll have to see if it continues over in the next parts of the map. We are going over on to the Lighthouse. And Echo back on May, Milk Tea back on Creep, back to default, Sleeper comp. However, we have a Fancy on that Sigma. Might try to find some more value aside from tagging on that Diva, but they're just gonna walk to point first Fission and just set up point with that May. An awkward wall from Echo. Not gonna split anybody off, and now without that important cooldown, Toad is gonna run into the team along with Papa Smurf. Papa Smurf just goes on a hard flank and kills Sparky with the charge, gets frozen up, but Echo says Toad gets 2, and yeah, I think using that wall a little too early was Echo says, not finding any value with that, and Dallas just with their comp just walk around them basically.
It is clear that the aggression has now shifted from Sparky to Papa. I mean, what was that from Papa? Just walks in there, just acts like he owns the point. I think like half of it is, I think Philly's now showing too much respect too to Dallas Ride. You gotta remember, this is still an underdog team that went through the losers bracket. I mean,
yeah, just like you said, Papa just kind of you know, walking in, pressing the W key. Or Milk Tea does have a high noon. We'll see if they decide to invest it here to make some space for the tanks to work. However, oh, Anarchy through the Ant Matrix is able to find $50, and yeah, they're just gonna clean this up with that Ant Matrix. A really clean fight from Dallas, only using the Baptiste ult to win that one.
Yeah, another one fight here for the Dallas Ride with minimal ult usage though. Now if you're Fission, you're starting to worry a bit. You do have the Blizzard coming up here as well as the bomb coming out from Fission, but I think Firecracker, if he plays this correctly, just counters that with the beat. And then they just start using their tank ults as well. Just
And
It is.
if Dallas are all
territory.
if Dallas are all tracking, Fancy has this gravitic flux with no beat coming out from the side $5-0. So that could be what they're looking for. Oh, forced to block. Oh, I believe a boot comes out on the Fancy. Oh, but Toad finds 2 with the meteor strike.
Oh no. Toad finding just more and more value out of this hero is amazing. Actually, how much he has done for this team. Not only reversing a 0-2 deficit, but actually now starting to almost tie this map up as well. But the problem is Fission does have the Blizzard here as well as the Shatter and the Bomb. It might be a long fight here for the
you can just gravitic flux them off the point. Not let them touch.
That is true. We shall see if Fancy would choose to opt to that. And yeah, he does gravitic flux, but now they are frozen. Will Toad... No, they don't.
With Toad falling early, this could be the... Oh, what the... Papa Smurf? How did that charge work? He was off the map, but got back on, surprisingly. But yeah, the flux came in just a little bit late, allowed them to touch the point, and with that Blizzard, keeps them off it as well, allows Philly to get the quick cap, but it is 97-12. So this might be... Oh, but Melty and Echo says cleaning up the DPS for Philly finally coming alive in this map, and with no ultimates for side Dallas, this might be... no, it might go to 9999 again.
Yeah, now Dallas, don't throw.
There you go, Dallas, don't throw. Cajun, if you're in the chat, tell your boys to not throw.
Yeah, because right now they do have a good shot here at winning this fight. I mean, if Toad replicates what we just saw from earlier, eventually they just build up 6 and then they just win the fight again. Yeah, bring this to the 3rd. The Deadeye will pop out here from Anarchy. Will he find anything? Maybe they're gonna wait.
They break the wall just in time from Echo. Says the wall is now gone. Now Dow can just walk in like the first time. They find Echo as well, the May being dead. The shatter comes through from Papa Smurf. Massive shatter kills Omi, and Toad cleans up afterwards. And I mean, just like the first fight, they use the wall. They have to use the wall for defense, and then Toad and Papa Smurf just walk in without any fear and clean up. And Dallas, we are going to 1-1 in Ilios. Dallas going to well.
Unless Echo says can pull off a profit here, can you see it? No?
It doesn't look like
but it's just, this is just staggering at this point. There's pretty much almost zero chance unless Sparky does something great, but no.
No, it's desperation at this point. It's not. Oh, Melty finds Toad though, but just a little bit of a I finally killed him one time situation. But yes, Dallas tying up 1-1, and I gotta say Dallas looked a lot more dominant here than Philly did on Ruins. So heading into well, it favors the Orisa comps that Dallas likes.
Yeah, they are now going to have to figure out once and for all how to counter Fancy's Roadhog here as well. And Toad even's on the hold on, no castigers.
Just wait for them to walk out of spawn.
Sigma instead though.
Nope. Why do you get your hopes up? Why do you get your hopes up?
It's a sad day, Bill. It's just a sad day, Booney. It's really sad. I'll just do the Philly instead. So it looks like Echo and Milk Tea with their standard default is with Tacky on Diva here. And yeah, Fancy and Toad onto that Roadhog and the Torbjorn combination. Let's see if the hooks are in for Fancy.
Let's see if the hooks are in. And if you are, yep, Philly's playing this exactly how you should. They're just forcing rotation out of the team. They have to break down that torp turret as well. They don't have that for the defense. And they're just forcing them to rotate. This is exactly what you want to do for Philly. They're playing this really smart right now. Just running around the point right now. Oh, but the Hulk comes through. The Hulk comes through. Oh, just misses on Milk Tea. Milk Tea almost got halted into the hole there. And they're just playing Ring on the Rosy right now. No team dying yet. Oh, but Milk Tea dies to Toad's turret up on the high ground. And with Echo falling as well, no damage dealers for Philly to work with. And they gotta back out here. And Phil and Dallas hold on the point. And Sparky gets hooked as well. A nasty stagger there. If they get any more. Oh, Fancy just walking into him right now.
And Dallas, they know what's up. They know that Philly's win condition is to be able to rotate faster than they are. They just played it, stopped it, slow there, and then let Fancy be able to hook. Yeah, this fight's over.
Yeah, this fight's over.
If Philly can't figure this out, they're going to give over the lead to the Dallas Pride.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a 3,000 IQ play from Toad by throwing the turret up there and catch them while they were trying to chase after you, but it worked in the end. Here comes the fast rotation yet again. Yep, they're running out here. They're probably going for a hook. Will they get anything? Nope. But, however, no barrier for Sparky. It breaks immediately. And another rotation comes through. But with this window, they can't chase after him this time. Exactly what Dallas want here, and
Dallas
I
can
mean,
just play
yeah,
around the Rosie. Yeah, like they're just
stalling
wasting
us out.
time here. Yeah, they're building up the percentage. You know, Philly's getting nothing from this so far. Oh, but the Coalescence does come through though.
But
And yeah,
they
the
got
gap
it.
as
They
well.
got point as well. They got point. Oh, but Sparky! Sparky into the point after a hold from Papa Smurf. Fancy almost gets knocked in as well, and finding Melty, and yet Papa Smurf throwing down the supercharger. They will get the clip back after about 12% is capped, unless Gluttony. Plugging a put is going to be enough, but it doesn't look it is, and Dallas is going to flip this right back. However, you know, you'll take 70%. 70% for Philly is good because, you know, walking to 70%, that would have been last fight territory, but now you get 2 if you are Philly play smart. So, good flip.
You know what isn't good though? You know, coming up almost last fight territory here coming up for the Philly Fission, and look at the ultimates coming from the Dallas Fried. Oh, man, that is an ult bank.
I mean, yeah, we are having a lot of ults work, especially the Molten Load from Toad. Gluttony throwing down that window is going to force Fedora and $5-0! Falling super early in that fight. Without that Lucid, the ring around the Rosie is almost impossible. You can't just speed into this tank line here. And Anarchy gonna throw the dragons in. It's gonna split up Omi from her team. Omi cannot get in for the team. And yeah, Toad is trying to chase her down. We'll stay alive. Melty's on an off angle right now. It finds Toad. Very well played there. Will the Halt Hook come through for one more? Oh no! Sparky! In the middle of his shatter! Gets Halt Hooked! And the Nano and the...
Nano.
They throw it in here, will be enough for Melty to find value. Melty finds Anarchy, but Tiny getting halted by Powersurf into the point. Melty is trying their best to bring this back for their team. Will it be enough? The High Noon Desperation not going to be enough, and Dallas Fried are going to go up 3-2 match point.
Dallas now finding their groove. Philly needed to close it out within those first 2 points, but instead letting Dallas being able to play their game on the Lighthouse here with Toad as Doomfist. And yeah, Philly Fission, a complete reversal from the first 2 maps here. Dallas Fried in the lead.
Got Dallas Fried finding the lead going into match point here, of course, in our best of 7. Philly, I mean, you gotta be booming at this point. You were up 2-0, and now you're just getting run on by some of the oddest comps I've ever seen. Like Doom Tor or Hanzo Tor, interesting comp, not always exactly saying to be meta. So I mean, just Dallas making it work. These odd selections that you wouldn't expect, especially the Roadhog. Like you never see Roadhog get played in competitive setting nearly anymore. But Fancy making it really work.
Yeah, and this is a huge moment in the series as well because now Fission has lost pick advantage for the remainder of the series. Fried will be able to pick map 7 even if they lose 6 here. So, not exactly sure if this is a good situation for the Philly Fission. Picking Ilios was not a good idea.
Yeah, I don't picking Ilios. It favors Doom on some maps, but then it also favors Orisa on the other ports of those maps. Like I don't. That's an interesting pick coming out from them. Maybe they thought if they get Echo on that May set up on point, they could stop the value coming in from Toad, but it just wasn't enough. Toad able to find basically whatever he wanted. And I think we are going to, after map 5, we are going to take a 2 to 3 minute break, allow the casters to breathe, allow me to not pop a blood vessel on stream, and allow the teams to
the curse. I'm telling you, the curse.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't think the curse is coming through because I think Philly are looking boom. So it might go to map 6, but not map 7. But we will see after this. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Altitude Esports Mock Overwatch League Losers Finals. Match point, Dallas Fried, the underdog in the situation, up 3-2 against Philadelphia Fission. And the next map we're going into here is Hanamura 2CP. So, I mean, I'm going to be upset if we draw Hanamura, we go to map 7, Philly win, and then we have to go to a map 8. My guy, I am tired right now.
You know what? I did not consider that. Oh no.
We hope for no 2CP shenanigans, please.
Please let there be a winner of this map because I mean I'm all for map 7, but map 8? Yeah, I'm not sure about that one, Chief. But it does look like Dallas will be opting in with their bread and butter that they found throughout the series. Honestly, they've grown so much as a team, just even throughout the series itself. You know, starting out, and they weren't finding their groove. Their composition, you know, against Philly wasn't that great. And then they just found, like, this complete, like, godly, like, composition with the Fancy as the Hog, just getting those high-value hooks, honestly. And then Toad, I mean, Toad hasn't been... he's played Doomfist, but his Torb hasn't been that bad either, I would say.
The Torb hasn't been that bad, but it's hard to be bad as Torb when you're just running around the point and they can't catch you. So, I mean, like, someone catch the Swedish Dwarf man running around, please. He's so small, he's so fast.
It looks like Philly will attack first, though. They are going to opt with the Mei. Not exactly sure what they're going to try to do here, because even if they wall people off, like, if they just wall off Fancy, he's just going to heal and walk around it, so...
I mean, they're trying to wall themselves in is more or less what they're trying to do, trying to stop this hook combo from coming through like that time. Sure. Echo throwing out the wall stops the Halt from coming through. They're going to wait for the wall to cool down again, they're going to move out. And then they're going to wall themselves into point here.
Maybe they're trying to get, let Omi get another nade off again. Yeah.
Maybe. They take down Toad's turret, the hook misses. Doesn't find anything. Oh, but Milk Tea! Down, and without that Kree, you can't really push in. You're down your main source of damage. Especially against a double barrier kind of, or a barrier composition like a Risa, you gotta get that off angle with that Kree. And Omi is kind of in an awkward spot. Really glad she didn't get hooked there. That would have been kind of bad, but they're just gonna wait here and wait for Milk Tea to come back. They're gonna probably try to wall him in with Echo says. Oh, but oh no, Fancy's gonna go spawn camp him. Oh no, Fancy running back to point. They wait for the Hog to leave and then engage the point, but Dallas 5-0 falling is these daggers are nasty. But Papa Smart falling, this could be what Fusion's looking for if they play this slow and correctly. And with Fancy being frozen, Tagny loses out on that mech. Fancy is anti, has to place. Oh, Fancy! Oh my goodness, Fancy! Really playing with fire there as they're playing really low and anti. Almost got killed by the Baby Diva there. But it looks like Philly are finally being forced to back. And with Echo says using the wall, will they get hooked back in? It looks like they're gonna let them leave.
Good there for the Fission to back out though, because now they're back at 6 and they can just push in this without Toad, like turret. Yeah, and on top of that, Fancy is anti as well.
Oh, but the Dragons go through! Finds $5-0! And with Fancy falling and Papa Smart, the tank line is hurt for Dallas, and with Melty finding 2 on the back end, this could, yep, Melty, and takes point right back, and the Philadelphia Fission DPS line is going to take point A almost single-handedly there. That was almost a really disastrous play with that Halt Dragon coming through.
This is what we need to see from Milk Tea though, like, especially now that your team is like down the series, you know, after being up so much. You kind of need to bring that energy back here for the Philadelphia Fission, like, and you know, Milk Tea is the perfect person to do it, finding crucial picks and, you know, becoming the DPS carry. Because honestly, if you don't, Fancy and Toe will get the first picks themselves. They'll just do it.
And if you're Fission, you might want to pull a dry fight here because you're running into a lot of ultimates on the side of Dallas Fry, which could easily bring a point back. The Molten Core comes out, it's gonna lock them in point. However, Gluttony falls to Tagny's missiles, but I think the Molten Core is going to keep him in place long enough for that respawn to come through, and yep, no harm, no foul. But kind of a waste of a Molten Core though, not really getting any value out of that one.
You have to give up the high ground too as well. We shall see how this works. They are going to nano. Oh. No,
a lot of offense coming through. The shadow comes from Sparky, does find the backline, and with the high noon from Milty up on the high ground, they're going to get a lot of kills here. One tick already captured with 3.5 minutes remaining. And the trans from Gluttony, just this person gets walled on the wall! A nice wall from Echo says, and Philadelphia with 3 minutes and 46 seconds, looking clean.
That was a huge wall there on Gluttony, not letting him come back to the point despite the Transcendence. You know, they might have been able to hold that off because they were down one person. But now, instead, we are kind of having a repeat here of Volskaya Industries because it's once again Philadelphia Fission with 3:46 on the clock. This is very close to the 3:10, I think, they had on Volskaya. So,
I mean,
I don't know.
Dallas could
Yeah,
take it
so-
quicker with what we've seen. Dallas, and just run in and get a 5-minute time bank. You never know. But if you're a Philly, you're at least guaranteed a 2-minute time bank heading into your second attack if it is needed. And we are going to go back to the default here. Ryan, Diva, May, McCree. I mean, it looked clean on the attack. A lot cleaner than it has over the last few maps in the series. They've been kind of struggling to find value with the May walls or whatever. But choosing to wall themselves in rather than trying to wall off targets has really worked. Echo adapting his May playstyle a little bit with the wall placement and the Blizzard usage. So you gotta give mad respect to Philly, able to find a little bit of adjustment here for this Hanamura, for this crucial map point, trying to send it into a map 7. Despite our best intentions, like might be saying our map 7.
Is that the best intention? Oh, no. Maybe not. Let's not try to cast the curse this, shall we?
I will not cast curse it. We do have a dance party, however, going on in the spawn on Dallas Friday. They are feeling themselves right now. You gotta imagine the egos and the confidence just through the roof for this team right now. Bring it back 3 maps to 0 almost against what's perceived as perhaps the best team in the league. As we run in here, both teams are going to go for a Reinhardt composition. We aren't going to see... Oh, Toad gets kind of blocked off with that May wall, but the rest of the team from Dallas able to just push in. Sparky trying to get some value with the hammer springs, but gets nothing from them. And Toad up on the... Oh, Toad really messed up all his cooldowns and can't get back up on the high ground. Toad feeds his brains out. And Tagny finding up that cleanup kill, and Philadelphia are just going to run him up on this high ground right now. See if they can... Oh, a nice wall as well from Echo. The charge on the firecracker, they can't disengage. Dallas are stuck inside this room right now with no Lucio to get him out of there. And this could be some nasty staggers, but Philly deciding to back off. Fancy finding Omi though. The spawns are gonna be...
This is a good approach here from the Dallas Fry. I mean, you are staggering yourself though, but I mean, you did manage to take out like one of the Fission's players, so not exactly the worst thing in the world, but definitely could be a lot.
that's...
No. Dallas just throwing away this time bank right here that they had, and even the advantage. That cannot be happening. You cannot be letting Milk Tea get that off angle onto like one of your players. Just can't.
It wasn't even an off angle. He was just sitting on point, and Gluttony drops without the shield of Papa Smurf and just gets 2-tapped, and he was already like under half HP. So really a questionable play. And now they're back to the choke here. They got pushed through. Echo says his Maywall, and High Noon coming up from Milk Tea forces them to zone. It's a good zoning. They're trying to buy time. That's all Philly's trying to do on point A is buy time, and it's working out so well right now. The Maywall comes through, messes up on Toad's rollout. Toad gets stunned as well. Toad can't get anything done so far. Anarchy forced to Wraith out on that Reaper. And yeah, the wall coming out from Gluttony finds nothing, and Papa Smirk is walled out from Echo. Echo has hit some massive walls, some nasty ones this map, and it's a pretty dominant defense so far from Philadelphia.
Is the fatigue showing definitely within these players? Like, we have not seen Toad miss like that procedure of just like going down onto the the support line of the Fission, like not just once but twice within so far. And now they only have a minute and a half here. This is starting to look like a map 7 here.
Oh, they wall themselves in, but they use the speed boost to try to get out. But the Blizzard catches them from Echo. Echo absolutely dominating so far on this defense on this May. And yeah, here comes the stagger kills. And Dallas are gonna have almost just like one more shot at this. Trying to get a Babcack on, but yeah, it's not gonna be good enough there. Why did you block? I mean, yeah, it's 1 or 2 seconds, but those 1 or 2 seconds could be crucial.
Yeah, and Toad switching off to that May, I don't think he's confident on his Doomfist anymore. Because missing that, like, shot over, like, this is not looking good for the Dallas Fry. It's almost like they forgot how to play the game 3 games earlier.
Oh no, Gluttony gets caught out by the bomb. Unable to stay alive, and yeah, this is now officially last fight territory. Milk Tea again zoning with that High Noon. Not looking for kills, but looking for space, and it's working out very well. Philadelphia have just made